Welcome students. In today's session, we will take up a new application based upon the divide and conquer. It is called as selection sort. To give you a brief, we have studied selection sort technique in your second semester as part of data structure. Okay, now the selection sort basically what it does is that it picks up a particular smallest element in a given set of elements, then it first positions it to its first position. Means suppose if there are certain elements, say consider it to be a 10, 5, 20, 15, 25. Assume that these are the five elements which are there in a given collection, and if we make use of the selection sort, then what it does is that it tries to find out the smallest element among these, and that smallest element will be first positioned on the first position. Now, can you tell me what is the smallest element here?
5.
So 5 means the first, at the first pass we get 5 as the first position. Then remaining are 10, 20, 15 and 25. Now the selection sort, what it does, since it has already taken care of the first position at the first position, now it will look from the second position onwards. Among these four elements, now it tries to find out which is the smallest element, and that smallest element will be positioned at the second position. Now, can you tell me what is the smallest element here?
10.
10. So at the end of second pass, it will look like something 10, 20, sorry, 5, 10, and then 20, 15, and 25. Now, in the same way, can you tell me the set of values which will be there in the next pass? At the end of second pass, it has taken care of first two elements, first two smallest elements, and it has positioned properly. In the third pass, it will look into these three set of elements. Then it will try to place the smallest element at the position number 3. So at the end of that, how the elements will look like?
5, 10, 15, 25.
At the fourth pass, it looks like this way, and then it will try to look or only try to observe the last two elements, and among these one, the smallest element will be placed at this particular position, and so forth. So the selection sort basically works in this particular way if it is following the linear searching, or we can say a linear type of a sorting which will happen as based upon the selection sort. Okay, but now we are going to look into a selection sort concept based upon divide and conquer technique. In the divide and conquer technique, the goal of using the selection search is to select the kth smallest element and place it in the kth position. Pay attention, students, it is a little tricky to understand first way. Okay, because you need to exactly know or understand the meaning of what is the kth smallest element and place that particular element in the kth position. In this divide and conquer approach, the selection sort, the focus is not sorting all the elements. The focus is not sorting all the elements of the given set of elements. Rather, it tries to find the kth smallest element. Kth smallest element means, suppose, assume that if there are certain elements, like say there are n elements are between 1 to nth position, between first to nth position. That means what? Suppose if there is a number, say 2, 5, then 3, 6, 8, 4, 20, and say one more element as 7. How many elements are here now?
9.
There are 9 elements. Means the n elements are there. The first element is positioned at the first position. Second element is position at the second element, means here we consider the position as the first. It will begin at the number 1. So this element will be positioned at first position, second position, third position, 4, up to the nth position. We can say nth position. This is something different than what we have studied as part of our array concepts, right? In the selection sort, as per the divide and conquer technology, right? If there are nth position, then the position of the first element is 1. Position of the last element is n. Understanding the first basic concept here? Okay,
Yes.
now next is kth smallest element. Okay, kth smallest element means, suppose if these elements among these, now I want to know that which is that element, say at 5th position. If I sort these elements in an ascending order, definitely I will get certain element at a 5th position. At 5th position, if I get an element, that position is fixed, means that will be positioned only at the 5th position after the sorting is done. Can you tell me, by just looking into these particular numbers, which is the element which can be fit to be placed in 5th position if you sort the elements?
6.
Is that element 6? First position we have 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we have 6. So 6 will come at 5th position.
Yes, sir.
Yes, right? Now, what about which is the element which can be placed at 7th position?
7.
8.
7 is wrong. It is 8. It is
8.
Right? Now, this particular algorithm helps us to find out such type of an value. Whatever position we take, suppose if I take a position kth in general, then this algorithm will help me in finding out the correct value which can be placed at that particular kth position. Now you may ask, where, since you said that this particular algorithm doesn't sort the elements completely, but where it can be used, right? If you think of a concepts or the applications such as, if there are thousands of students, who have appeared for the certain examination, right? From the marks, if you want to know at a particular position, who is the student or what is the marks obtained at that particular position. Say if there are 100 students, assume that if there are 100 students and each of 100 students might have scored different marks. We want to know, say, what is the marks which has been obtained at 5th position or the 5th rank? What is the marks which have been obtained at the 10th rank? Right, where we want to know exact value at the exact position from a random numbers. That could be the one application, or the best application, or I can say something like, probably if you are a fan of crickets, right? In the cricket game, the partnerships they may show you the 5th partnership at the 5th position, the best partnership at the 6th position, right? How do they find out? Basically, it is being found by using this particular selection sort algorithms. At a particular position, if you want to know certain values, right, from a random numbers, some unsorted numbers, then this selection sort will help us there. Understood the basics or the applications where we use the selection sort and the purpose of using the selection sort in divide and conquer method. In divide and conquer method, the selection sort, it doesn't sort the entire elements. The focus is not on sorting all the elements of the array, but rather it is positioning the kth smallest element at the kth position. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
How about others?
Yes, sir.
The number of S's are less here. That means it is not still understood properly. Okay, let us see as soon as we continue working on the algorithm, understanding the algorithm, and by taking the example, let's try to do it or
Excuse
more
me.
clearly understand it. Yes.
So, sir, there is a topic, he's told Sanjay, he written regrets.
Your voice is not audible to me, it's breaking.
So now,
Can you, who is this first? Tell me.
sir, I'm Saubhagya.
Saubhagya, what happened?
So, Shraddha is in lobby.
No, nobody is in lobby, ma. Okay, no, I can see nobody is in lobby. Okay, now henceforth, students, please do not tell that you are in some of your friends are in lobby. It is being monitored by not only by me, it is being monitored by the CRs and LRs of the classes. They are ensuring that nobody is in the lobby.
So she told Sanjay, he didn't respond.
No, she is not in the lobby here. Today, who has hosted the meeting? Is it Sanjay or Sai Prakash?
Sanjeev, sir.
Sanjeev. I think nobody is there in the lobby, right? I don't see anybody in the lobby here. I have told you the how to solve these lobby issues at the student side. The problem is at the student side themselves. They have to sort it out.
Yes, sir.
Next time onwards, don't interrupt the class because of these issues. It is applicable to everyone. Do not interrupt the class because of the lobby issues. Students are in the lobby and all. It is being 100% monitored by the CRs and as well by me. And we are ensuring that nobody is kept in the lobby. Fine. Now, the algorithm here, if I show you this code, the partition code, do you find it's similar to some other type of the algorithm which we have looked into earlier? I'm asking similar.
Quick sort.
Quick sort, right? The partition algorithm which we have had for the quick sort is same as the partition which we are going to use it in the selection sort. So understanding this will be easy for you now. But we need to understand the main algorithm of the selection sort here. Okay, pay attention, students, here. Now, the selection sort, as I said, if there are n elements, we need to position the element at kth position properly. Okay, suppose if we take certain example, let me take some better example which I have solved already, and I'm going to use the same example in this case. If there are n elements and the elements are say 2, 7, 8, 10, 12, 15, 20 and 25. How many elements are there here? Is it hard to find out, students? How many elements are here in this particular collection?
8.
Is that you don't want to respond or you are not attentive in the class? It's disgusting, students. It's purely a shame on you. Can't you find or calculate how many numbers are here? Saubhagya, how many numbers are here? Saubhagya Patki, how many numbers are here?
See 8.
Is it difficult for you to unmute and speak?
No, sir, I'm facing some network issue.
Come again, once again.
So,
Is it difficult for you to answer?
no.
Then you can interrupt the class because of the nonsense issues. And can't you answer a simple question here?
What is so?
Now assume that there are 8 elements and these are the elements we have, which are, now you can see the elements are not sorted. Now suppose if we think that we need to apply the selection sort, wherein we want to position the element at 6th position. We want to find out the element which can be best fitted at the 6th position. Means suppose if you sort all these elements, definitely you will get an sorted values. In that sorted values, if you look at the 6th position, you get one particular element. Now we want to know, without sorting all the elements, we want to know which is that element that can be positioned exactly at the 6th position. By looking at these numbers, can anyone tell me what would be that particular element which can be best fitted, best suited for 6th position?
20.
20.
20. Okay. Any other
20.
answers?
No, sir, 20.
What is the position of first element?
0.
1.
Now, this is the problem now. What I explained just now earlier, the first element is not 0, it is 1 in case of selection sort. It is not 0, it is 1. Last element is n. It is not the index values here, students, in the selection sort. That means the first position means it is 1. Next is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 are the positions here, right? And at 6th position, what would be the number?
15.
15, right? So we want to find the element which can be best fitted at 6th position. We can take any other elements also, or any other position also. Okay, now I have chosen this 6th element because the way how the tracing happens, that will help you to understand more clearly how the left search or the right search is being happened, and finally how we arrive at that particular position. Because of that, I have chosen a position 6 in this particular example. Okay, now let us try to proceed further and try to understand how the algorithm works. Now algorithm is basically divided into two different procedures. The first procedure is something called as a selection sort, which will define partitioning, means which will find out the partition. Based upon the partition value, either we will proceed further with the furthermore partitions, or we will stop, because we need to stop at particular position, right? Because divide and conquer means we need to divide the original problem into a sub problem, and if that particular sub problem is the solution, then stop there itself. That is the working or the technique which we use it in the divide and conquer. Okay, now we take certain values here, low and up. Low means the first position, up means n plus 1 positions. There are only n elements, but we are taking one more additional position as up. What this up will have? The total number of elements plus 1. That means after 8, there will be one more position by the name 9 here, right? And at this position, 9th position, we will keep certain number. What is that number here?
Infinity.
Infinity means we will try to keep a infinity, that is plus infinity, to represent the maximum number or the highest possible number at the rightmost position, so that when the partition is called, we want to stop at particular position. So here we will store, or we will keep a first infinity, positive infinity number. Okay. Now this is important, students. You need to remember this one, that is the index, sorry, not the index, the position starts from 1, not from 0 in case of selection sort, right? And we will have our additional position as n plus 1. That will n plus 1 is nothing but the up value. You can say now this is low, that is 1 is low and 9 is up in this case. Low means the 1, up means the 9, the positions. And at the up position, we will try to keep the plus infinity value. Okay, now What the job is of this particular selection sort is that it will call the partition. It will call the partition, means it is trying to divide the given problem into two different problems by passing the arrays, that particular set of elements, the value of the low, value of the up. Value of the low means the value 1 at the first time, very much first time, and up means that is n plus 1. Okay, now this partition will try to work such a way that it will take a pivot element. Now you know what pivot element means. It will try to take a pivot element, and this particular pivot element will be positioned such a way that, okay, once it positioned in a proper position, left hand side of that particular pivot is, or all those elements are smaller than the pivot, and right hand side of that particular pivot are greater than that particular pivot. I will repeat once again, the partition procedure will work it out such a way that it will try to position the pivot element in a position such a way that left hand side of that particular pivot will be smaller than or equal to that element, and the right hand side of the pivot will be greater than that particular element. This knowledge or this particular concept is already aware. I have been explained it in the previous quicksort algorithm. Understanding?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now once that partition happens, we know that the partition is going to return some position, right? The pivot's element position it returns, that is nothing but j. That is nothing but j. Now we have to compare that partitioned position j with respect to the kth position what we are trying to find out. Right? For us, we need to position at kth position, but partition is returning something, a value j. If that k and j both are equal, that means what? At the first time itself, the partition has given us a position which is nothing but our k value, or which is nothing but our solution what we want it. That means the solution has been arrived over there. If that is so, then I no need to further continue with my selection sort technique because I have found the solution. Whatever the j value has been returned by the first time by the partition, that itself is the kth position or the k value, then the result or the solution is arrived. So stop proceeding further. That is one possibility. If that is not, then there might be two possibilities. One is that whatever this j value and the k value. The second possibility could be that the k value might be less than whatever this j has given. Means the k value resides on the left of the partition. The k value resides on the left of the partition. If that is so, we are only bothered to look upon the left positions. For example, for some kth position, we are getting this particular set. And if this is the current or required value, then we need to only look upon these values. We need not to look upon the other right hand side. Such case, we update our up value as the partitioned value, as up is equals to j. If not, means if the second possibility is also not there, then it will yield to the third possibility. Means the third possibility is that the k value is greater than the partitioned value. The k value is greater than the jth value, means I need to now look upon the right hand side of the partitioned position. For me, it's absolutely of a waste of a time if I try to keep on looking at the left side, because it will never exist there. If it is present, then it might be present on its right side. So again, if you look at the algorithm, this particular algorithm, how it is working, it is dividing it into a position called as a j. Suppose if j is the required k value, then we have found the solution. If not, move on to the left side or move on to the right side by updating accordingly the up value or the low value. Understanding, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now if you notice here in the selection sort, we make use of the another type of a looping constraint called as repeat until. Right now, can anyone tell me repeat until When this particular repeat until will get executed is when the condition is true or when the condition is false?
When the condition is false.
False.
When the condition is false. Now we have purposely put the condition as false, means it is true, or means the condition is false, means the repeat until will keep on executing. How long it will execute? Until it encounters this particular statement becoming true. Means until and unless when this k becomes j, that time we are just returning. Means we have found the solution at that particular position. Okay, now if you just broadly see, if you try to look into other angle, you might find this is something similar to your binary search. Do you find it something similar to binary search? That we are trying to look upon particular position here, but not the value. We are trying to look upon certain position. If that particular position is equal to the partition, stop there itself. Else, search in the left side or search on the right side. Okay, now, but on the other hand, the partition procedure is, we can say it is similar or it's the same as that of the partition which we have studied in the quicksort. Okay, now let us quickly go through what this particular partition works here, how it works, right? Now in the partition, we take array, the given set of elements, then two more values, m and p. These m and p are nothing but what? These are low and up values respectively. M is low and p is up. Okay, now pivot element we take. Pivot element means what? The element at the first position, that is a of m. Then we take two more variables, I and j. I is what? The first, that is low value. J is the up value. Can anyone tell me how it is different, this particular three lines, how these three lines are different than the quicksort partition? Which particular statement varies here, which is different than which we have seen in the quicksort partition? In quicksort
There it is low
partition,
plus 1.
come again, ma, once again.
There it is low plus 1.
Low plus 1. Correct.
I
Very good.
equal to.
I equal to. Right. In the quicksort partition, this I is actually what? Low plus 1. But here it is I itself. Okay. And J is obviously, if you look into the partition, the selection sort, the up value is taken as the infinity here. Okay. Now, then we have the remaining code here, which is placed in the repeat until. So repeat until the condition is what? I greater than j. Means you repeat execution of these statements until I is greater than j. Means if this condition is false, repeat the statements. Once the condition becomes true, then stop it. Right? If you look into these sub blocks, what can you understand here from these three lines? Increment I until a of I becomes greater than or equal to pivot. In the same way, decrement j until a of ij becomes less than or equal to the pivot element. Once you complete incrementing I and decrementing j, if a of I is less than j, then swap the values at ith and jth position. And if this particular condition is still false, repeat the statement execution. Once it comes out of the repeat, then swap the elements at pivot element and jth element and then return the position, the partitioned position, that is j. Right? This is, you can say that it is almost similar to what we have seen it in the quicksort partition. Only difference you will find it over here. This particular line, I is equals to m. Okay, now let us try to work it out this by taking a simple example. Let me open up a Excel sheet, then we will try to work it out. Give me a moment. 2 minutes, students. It is opening up. The file is opening. Are you able to see the Excel sheet here?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No? Okay, 1 second. Let me share the entire screen then, the entire system. Okay, I think hope you are able to see Excel now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let me change the resolution so that you can see both the screens side by side. Okay, now let's have the values as 2, 7, 8, 10. After 10, we have 12, then 15, then 20, and 25. Right there. Let me write the index value, not index values, the position values above that. Say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then at the 9th position we have an infinity. Right? Let me check if I can put infinity here. Plus infinity we have at the last value. Okay. Are these numbers visible properly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, these are the positions. Let me write it here. Positions, and these are the elements or values, you can say. Okay. At the beginning, when the selection sort is called, we have two values, that is low and up. Those low and up I will write over here. Okay. Now this is low value. Low is what now? 1. And what about up?
9.
9 plus 1. And at that particular 9th position, we have infinity plus infinity numbers. Okay. Now, next we are going to go into or enter into the repeat until. So repeat until it will start execution of this particular line. Now, partition procedure will be called by passing all the elements low value and up value. So low value up value means for the first time when the partition is called, M is taken as low. So can you tell me what will be the M value here?
1.
1. Up value?
9. 9.
Right? Now we are here. Pivot. So pivot will become what? Pivot is what? A of M. A of M means the value at position 1. At position 1, what we have value as?
2. 2.
2. Pivot means the value, remember, or the element. Okay. Then we have two more values, I and J. I and J I will represent here itself. Now, can you tell me what is I, where I is pointed now? I is equals to M. So I means
Position 1.
position 1. So we have I here. Then what about J? J is equals to what? P. P means, let me write it as, this is P. This is 9 here. Okay. Now it will enter into the repeat until, right? So first again sub block, that is repeat until. Increment I until you find the element, that is a of I greater than or equal to pivot. Now it starts incrementing here. How long it will increment? Can anyone tell me?
Until it is greater than pivot.
1 second, students. Let me 1 second, 1 second. I think here I have written the elements in sorted array itself, right? You also did not
Yes.
notice it, right? All the
Yes,
elements
sir.
are sorted itself. 1 second. Let me write it in unsorted. Let's say 10, 15, 7, 20, 12, 8, 25, and 2. Fine. Yeah. Now these elements are unsorted. Okay, now I is here, J is here, and we have the pivot element. That pivot element is nothing but is 10 here. Pivot element is 10. Now, what we need to do? We need to increment I until we find A of I is becoming greater than or equal to pivot. So now, can anyone tell me after incrementation where this I will point at?
Second position.
15.
Second position. So I will come over here, means position number 2. Now it will compare. I will get incremented here. Is this 15 greater than or equal to pivot? Yes, then it stops there itself. In the same way, J has to be decremented such a way that J becomes, the value at J becomes less than or equal to pivot. Then how long this J will be decremented now? Can anyone tell?
A of j is less than or equal to pivot.
What is the
Position.
jth position? Is it 8, 7, 6, 5, 4? Which particular value it will stop now? It will stop at this particular position, right? Where J becomes 8,
Yes.
right? J
Yes,
becomes
sir.
8. This particular for loops also will terminate, or the repeat until also terminates. Now it looks into if I is less than J. Now, is it true? Is I less than J is true here?
No,
No.
sir.
Yes, sir.
No.
Yes, sir.
What is value of I?
Yes, sir.
What is the value of I?
2.
15.
2, not 15. Again, you are making the same mistakes. When I talk about ij, these are the position values, not the element at that position, not these elements, but the position values. What is the value of I? It is 2.
2.
What is the value of j? It is 8. Is I less than 8?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Right? Is this 2 is less than 8? Condition is true, means this condition here becomes true, means you have to swap the elements. Now the elements, this 15 and 2 have to be swapped. These particular elements now have to be swapped. After swapping, what I get? I get the values as 10, 2, 7, 20, 12, 8, 25, and 2. The last one obviously is the infinity here. And I is
15.
Sir,
sorry,
15. It's at 8 position.
here it is 15.
25, 8 position.
I is here itself, J is here. I value is at still at 2 and J value as 8 itself. Right? And if you look into the repeat until here, this condition I greater than J, is it false?
Yes, sir.
It is
Yes,
false
sir.
means what has to be done? Should it continue the repeat until or it should skip?
Skip.
Should continue.
It should continue until it should continue now. So it will continue means what? It will enter into here. Again, try to increment I, decrement J based upon the same concepts. Now, I is here and at I, the value is 2. Now again, we need to increment this I until you find greater than or equal to this pivot element. Pivot is 10 here. Let me highlight that pivot with a different content. This is pivot. We have to keep on incrementing I until we find what? The value
Element.
which is greater than or equal to pivot. Now tell me up to where this I will get incremented.
Fourth position.
Fourth
Fourth
position.
position.
So from here it will increment to this particular position. Is it greater than or equal to pivot? No. Increment here. Is it greater than or equal to pivot? Yes. So means stop I over here. Now look for the J. Keep on decrementing J until you find the element which is less than or equal to pivot element. Now tell me till where J will be decremented.
Position.
Eighth position.
Sixth position. Value element at A. Value of the element at A. Till sixth position it will decrement and then it will stop. Now look at these two elements. Okay, I is stopped at 20 and J is stopped at 8. Okay, now if condition is I less than J,
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I means 4, J means 6. You can just try to think that whether are they crossed each other. If they have not crossed, then swap themselves, right? Now which are the elements? 20 and 8 will get swapped. This 20 and 8 will get swapped. So let us write those elements once again. Remaining elements 10 here, 2, 7, 8, 12, 20, 25, 15, and the last position we get again plus
25.
25 and plus infinity. Correct? And I is
So seventh value 25.
1 second. I'm making some mistakes. Is it here? Here it is 25 and then it's 50. Okay. I is retained at this position itself. J is at this position itself. Now again we need to do what? Check the condition in until. Is it false now? Is I greater than J? Is it still false?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right? I is 4, J is 8. 4 less than 4 greater than 6 is false itself. So again, we need to repeat into the statements. Means increment again I, decrement again J. Now, if we increment I, where we have to stop?
Next position.
Greater than.
Next position. I will get stopped over here. Then we need to decrement J. Till where we need to decrement J?
Fourth position.
Fourth position. So here 12 we have, it is not less than 10. So it will decrement. It is 8. 8 is less than pivot element 10. So stop it here. So J will now come over here. Okay. Now at this point, is I less than J? Is it true?
No, sir.
No. No means
sir.
now these two elements will not get swapped. These two elements will not get swapped. Okay. Now it will move on to the condition inside the until. In the condition until we have I greater than J. I value is what? 5. J value is 4. Now is 5 greater than 4? Is it true?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
So true means what should happen? This repeat until this block should be skipped.
Yes, sir.
So now it will skip, right? After we skip that one, next statements are what? We need to swap the elements of pivot and jth element, right? So at jth element, what we have? 20. Sorry, at jth element we have 8, and the pivot element is 10. So these two we need to swap. So let me mark this element also here. Now these two elements will be swapped. After swapping, we get the elements as 8, 2, 7, 10, 12, 20, 25, and 50. And the last element is
Plus infinity.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, after swapping, what we need to do? Return J. J means what? The position of this particular J value. So J value is what actually? It is 4. Now, this 4 will be returned back. When this 4 is returned, it will come back to this particular line. Now J becomes 4 here. Now J becomes 4. Right? Now, Is this j is equals to our k value? Our k, we assumed it to be what? Say sixth value. K is 6. Is this j, is it equal to k?
No.
No. Means we have to look into the next part, that is else if. Is k less than j?
No.
No. Then obviously k is greater than j. So what we have actually done here, we have made a partition at this particular position. Okay, we have made a partition over here and we have found that the kth position falls after this, after the partitioned element. So now we need to only bother about finding that particular kth position on the right hand side of the partition. We should not look into its left hand side. Also, if you look at this particular position, this is the partition, left hand side. Do you find all the elements as smaller than or equal to 10?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And the right hand side elements are all greater than the partitioned, that is 10th element.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
the
sir.
position of this partition is 4, but we are bothered to look at the position 6. Means that position 6 will definitely come on the right hand side. Means now I need to only look upon these elements. I need to only look upon these elements. So my low value now will become j plus 1. If you look into the code here, in the under the else block, we have low is equals to j plus 1. J is 4. Now this low will be 5 now. Our low value, the new low value, rated as 5 here. And up will be 9 itself. Up will be 9 itself, which is nothing but pointing at plus infinity. This is our up. Now we need to just look into these elements and try to find out the proper value which is best suitable for sixth position. So again, if you look into the code here, it will go into a until false. So it will repeat again. It will call the partition once again. When it calls the partition once again, the low is passed as 5 and up is passed as 9. Okay, now let us take these elements and try to figure it out, which is the best possible value that can be positioned at proper sixth position. Now again, how it works, we have the same procedure. If you look at here, we will take the pivot. Pivot is what? Actually nothing but m. So m is what? It is 5 itself. Then we have second element, that is p. P is nothing but the up value, that is 9. I is what? 5. Is what? Again, that is 9. And the pivot is nothing but a of m. A of m means at fifth position the element, that is 12.
12.
So now the new pivot is 12 here. The new pivot is 12 and we have I over here and j over here. Again, we need to do the same steps, that is increment I, decrement j. Now, till where this I and j, I will be incremented now? Be quick and try to answer.
It
Next
should be
position.
greater than pivot.
Here. Now, from here it will move, it will be positioned here. What about j? Come over here.
Yes.
15, right? Now, what will happen? Will this 10, 20 and 15 will get swapped?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
I is not cross j, right? So 15 and 20 will get swapped. We get 12. Here, 15, 25, and the last element is plus infinity. Followed?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. This is I, this is j. Now again, we need to increment I and j, correct? Now, can you tell me where this I will get stopped and where this j will get stopped?
At 25, I will stop. 25.
At 25, I will stop. Look again. A of I greater than pivot. Is this greater than pivot element? Is 15 greater than 12?
Yes, sir.
So should
Yes,
it
sir.
be incremented or no?
No, sir.
No, it will
No,
not
sir.
increment itself. I will not increment because the position where it is, the element itself is greater than the pivot, so I will not increment. What about J? We need to increment the jth value. So is 20 less than or equal to pivot? Is this 20 less than or equal to 12? No.
No.
So decrement 25. Is this 25 less than or equal to 12? No.
No.
Decrement. Now, is this 15 less than or equal to 12? No.
No.
Then still decrement it. Now J comes over here. Now, is this 12 less than or equal to 12?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So J will stop decrementing here itself. Now J comes over here. Now, are these I and J swapped? Are they crossed each other? Yes, they have crossed. Now, in this case, you can see pivot is also 12, J is also 12. Means partition will happen over here itself. The partition will happen over here itself. So you get on the left hand side only one element and on the right hand side these elements. And it returns the value of J. What is the value of J? It is 5. It is 5. So now 5 is returned. So J equal to 5 will be returned. That means what? Is this J? It will come back here. Is this J equal to 6? No. Condition is false. Then it will look into the else block. Right? Is 6 less than 5?
No.
No. No means it will look into the other part, means the positioned required value is present and it is present only on the right hand side of the partition. So again, in the right hand side of the partition means it has to look into only these elements. Again, the low value will get updated as J plus 1. So low value will get turned to be 6, that is J plus 1, and our up value will remain as 9 itself. So with these 6 and 9, again, once again, the selection sort will be called. So when the selection sort is again called, that time we will focus upon only these elements here. We will focus upon these elements wherein the pivot is the first element, right? I is also 5, J is 9. So I is here, J is. Again, we need to increment and decrement accordingly. Are you following, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you look into here, I is positioned here. We need to increment I until we find the greater than that particular element. So I will get incremented here. So I comes here. We need to decrement J. Now, is this infinity less than or equal to 15? No. Come over here. Is this 20 less than or equal to 15? No. Come to 25th element. Is this 25 less than or equal to 15? No. Then J will come again over here. Now, 15 less than or equal to 15? Yes. Means now J decrementing will stop here itself. Again, if you notice, the pivot element and the element pointed by J, both are same. And since both are same, partition will happen here and it will return the J value. So J value is what now? The 15th element, whatever it is pointing, that is nothing but 6. So it will now return J as 6. Now J value becomes 6 and that will get returned. If you look into the main algorithm here, selection sort, the comparison. K value is also 6. Is that 6 is equals to the J value? Will this particular K equal to J turns to be true or a false?
True.
True. Since it is becoming true, that means we have found the solution that at 6th position is the element nothing but the 15. At 6th position, the proper sorted element will be 15. So if you look into the given elements among these one, if we sort them and at 6th position, don't we get a 15 as the element? When we
Yes,
sort
sir.
these elements at 6th
Yes, sir.
position, do we get 15 as the element?
Yes, sir.
So that is the selection sort here. The selection sort, it tries to select the kth position value and places it in kth position. If you
Yes.
look into here, the final array elements, if I try to put all the remaining elements, here you get 12, right? And on the other hand, you get these elements. Here, the elements are not sorted completely. Elements are not sorted completely, but we have positioned the element at the kth position properly. Are these elements sorted? All the elements, are they sorted?
No, sir.
No. But do we have the at sixth position, do we have the right element?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
That is what
Sir.
the selection sort in divide and conquer happens. Yeah, I know I have taken some few minutes extra here just to complete this particular techniques. These all concepts require more than 1 hour to complete entire explanation. Okay, no worries. We will continue in the next class. If there are any doubts, we will continue it in the next class. Understood the selection sort? Things to remember is that the elements positions will begin at 1 and it will end at the last number itself, the nth number, and we take one additional number at the n plus 1th position. We try to find the element at a kth position and place it exactly at its kth value or kth position itself. And if we make use of this divide and conquer, it will not sort all the elements in a sorted order, but it ensures that the kth position is best suited with that value or the element. This is little tricky to understand. You need to work it out multiple times in order to understand the selection sort. Fine, students, shall we wind up here? I will take up the questions in the next class.
Yes, sir.
Okay.